What's up, Taiwan? I'm Hsinchu with news from here in Taiwan and around the world. Taiwan's Vice President Lai Leaves has left New York for Paraguay, ending his first two highly scrutinized stopovers in the U.S. Leslie Liao brings us this report.
When he arrived on Saturday, Lai was greeted by crowds of supporters, including some who said they were Chinese people who were against war.
我们都是从大陆来的，我们呢是流亡在美国的一些人，我们也是参加了反京中共的人士。我们要支持台湾呀，支持台湾的民主呀，台湾的一些自由啊，不能让中共给剥夺了去啊！不管是武力威胁呀，还是用各种什么渗透呀，各种方式啊，我们要在这里要表达我们的心声，要让台湾人坚持住，这样的话，世界人才能会支持他。
But his meeting with local Taiwanese residents the following day was met with demonstrations. Protesters accused Lai of disrupting peace and provoking war.
破坏了中美友好关系，这个跟我们全世界人都有关系。赖清德是一个想台独的一个分子，这个对我们的全美国、全中国、全世界的华人都会得到了这个不好的生活、不好的安宁。
Lai's visit comes at a sensitive time for U.S.-China relations. Washington has sent a flurry of high-level officials to Beijing in a bid to make sure military and economic disagreements don't spiral into conflict. Lai's visit will test that thaw in ties. China has already reacted angrily, saying it deplores and strongly condemns Lai's visit and accuses the U.S. of supporting independence for Taiwan, which China claims as its sovereign territory. After President Tsai Ing-wen met U.S. House Speaker Kevin McCarthy in a similar transit this year, China launched military drills simulating a blockade of Taiwan. The U.S. says Lai's visits are routine and common practice, and it's already urged China, officially known as the PRC, not to react with force.
There is no reason for the PRC to use this transit as a pretext for provocative action.
For Lai, this trip comes at a pivotal moment for his political ambitions. He's running for president in next year's elections, and he'll hope to use these stopovers as proof of his diplomatic credentials. But for now, a two-day respite as Lai heads to Paraguay to represent Taiwan at the country's presidential inaugurations. But he'll be back on Wednesday for a 9-hour stopover, a stopover that could impact Taiwan-U.S.-China relations. Hsinchu and Leslie Liao in New York for TaiwanPlus.
With the ruling party's Lai abroad on official business, his two opponents have had a busy weekend of campaigning in Taiwan South. John Van Triest has this update.
Vice President and presidential hopeful Lai Leaves is overseas, representing Taiwan at the inauguration of Paraguay's new president. This has left the campaign trail back home open to his two rivals. The Kuomintang's Hou You-yi headed south to Kaohsiung, a place where his party doesn't typically see a strong showing. He spent Sunday surrounded by his party's legislative hopefuls and supporters. He also criticized Lai's Democratic Progressive Party, or DPP, saying some of its lawmakers have been inventing stories about him for their own gain. Third-party candidate Ko Wen-je of the Taiwan People's Party also traveled south over the weekend, visiting the city of Tainan. Like Ho, Ko Wen-je took aim at the DPP. In a video uploaded Saturday, he criticized the party's fiscal policy.
While
election day is still 5 months away, Lai is ahead in the polls, and it's unclear whether his absence or the attacks of his opponents will do anything to affect his lead. John Su and John Van Triest for TaiwanPlus.
The mayor of Hsinchu City has been indicted on charges of corruption. Gao Hong'an of the Taiwan People's Party is accused of embezzling around $14,000 by falsely reporting her assistants' salaries. She's also accused of altering documents to cover up the crime. If found guilty, she could face 7 years in prison. Gao says she is innocent.
我想在侦查的一开始的时候，我想检察官就已经认定就是要起诉我贪污。今天得到这个贪污起诉的结果，其实真的一点都不意外。许多我身为被告有力的证据基本上是完全的不管不顾。
A new offshore wind power operation and maintenance center is due to open by the end of next year. As Joy Sung reports, it's a milestone for Taiwan's net zero emission goals.
This 3D mock-up shows what will soon become Taiwan's first net zero emission building. It's an offshore wind power and maintenance center, an initiative led by state-owned energy supplier Taipower. Taiwan wants to hit net zero by 2050, which means taking out as much greenhouse gases as is being put into the air. It's an ambitious goal, considering the country's main sources of energy are imported natural gas and coal. But slowly and surely, the focus is shifting onto sources of renewable energy, like wind power, where sites like this new offshore center will come into play.
让台湾走向近邻是一个全民，是一个各部门一体共同努力协作的一个工作。
The island nation benefits from ideal conditions for harnessing offshore wind and turning it into electricity. Earlier this year, Taiwan opened its third offshore wind farm, which is capable of powering nearly 400,000 homes. 70% of the country's wind power comes from here, central Zhanghua County on the western coast of the island. That's also where this new center is being built. In the future, components from offshore wind farms that need fixing will come here for repairs.
彰化这一带的风力发电是全世界10大风场之一。那上天给我们这么好的祝福，我们如果没有好好的天助自助来发展这一个风力发电，那我们真的是暴殄天物了哈。所以我们大家一起努力。
Over $20 million have gone into the planned 7,000 square meter site, and it's expected to be operational by the end of 2024. And its designers are confident that it will not only elevate Zhanghua's position as a leader in wind power, but also help bring the country closer to its ambitious net zero goals. Howard Zhang and Joyce Zin for TaiwanPlus.
A dengue fever outbreak is spreading further outside Taiwan south. Over the weekend, officials recorded one case in the central county of Zhanghua and another in the northern city of Taoyuan. They believe both patients contracted the mosquito-borne illness elsewhere, though they're treating the Zhanghua case as a local infection. With over 1,000 infections, this year's dengue outbreak is Taiwan's worst since 2015. So far, most cases have been recorded in Tainan in the south. 3 people have drowned while swimming off Taiwan's north coast. The drownings happened on Saturday near Dawulun, an unsupervised beach in Keelung. Over the past 10 years, 55 people have drowned at Dawulun and nearby Chaojing beaches. Experts say rip currents caused by ocean tides are often to blame. When people get caught in the currents, they are tired out by swimming against them. In this situation, experts advise swimming parallel to the beach and not panicking.
大概只走个50公尺、100公尺就没有力量了。自保最重要就是在你紧张状况的时候，你不要把眼睛闭起来。你眼睛一闭一紧张就乱了。其实根本不深，大型的灯，这个灯呢，红灯就告诉你说绝对禁止下水。
Police are investigating the deaths of 2 Sika deer that were found beheaded in Keelung National Park in southern Taiwan on Saturday.
经本处派员现场初步研判，有可能系人为刻意宰杀，因此将会会同保区总队第8大队进行侦办。
The authorities are looking into whether the animals were killed by poachers, as deer heads can be sold on the black market. Sika deer are not an endangered species in Taiwan, but hunting in a national park is prohibited. Those who violate the laws can face up to 2 years jail time and a fine of $62,000. North Korean leader Kim Jong-un has ordered his country to boost its missile production. Kim made the announcement while inspecting weapon factories over the weekend. It's the latest in a string of visits to arms makers, where he has emphasized the importance of mass-producing weapons. North Korea has test-fired over 30 missiles this year, triggering international condemnation. Wildfires on the Hawaiian island of Maui have become the deadliest in modern U.S. history, leaving at least 93 people dead and hundreds missing. Support has poured in around the world as the community searches for survivors. Harrell Hughes reports.
This was the Hawaiian town of Lahaina before, and this is what's left of it now. Wildfire started on Maui about a week ago, and within days engulfed much of the western part of the island, including this historic town. The community has been devastated.
Really, right now, it's been so hard, very hard. Never, I think in my life would I have imagined that we would have something like this, a catastrophe of an unequal disaster.
The blaze spread at an alarming rate and caught the community off guard. Now almost 1,000 people are still missing, and hundreds are left searching for their loved ones. Many residents and local businesses lost everything to the damage.
I lost my town, I lost my house. I mean, I'm not trying to be materialistic, but I mean, these are things I can't replace. It's not furniture and stuff like that. These are personal things, but plus I've lost friends, you know. There's people I still haven't seen.
In the spirit of the Hawaiian term ohana, which means family, support for Maui and its residents has been pouring in from around the globe.
I've been trying to not cry this whole time. Been trying to be strong for everybody, you know, but I'm so hurt by everything that's happening.
But the outpouring of donations, it's like that tent is constantly sorting clothes and all kinds of necessities, and it seems like we're all sticking together as Maui Ohana.
As the flames are mostly under control, the cause of the wildfire is under investigation. Some suspect failed power lines combined with drought conditions and worsening climate change are to blame. But for now, a main focus is on recovering survivors and reuniting families, and beginning the long path to recovery. Justin Wu and Harrell Hughes for TaiwanPlus.
Tourists visiting Taipei are often surprised to find eating and drinking banned on the metro. Even water is not allowed. And until a few days ago, locals themselves weren't entirely sure why. Stash Butler has this report.
No eating or drinking beyond the yellow line. That's the rule for Taipei's metro, or MRT, and it's punishable by law.
旅客在捷运禁止饮食区内吃东西、喝饮料、嚼食口香糖或槟榔，处新台币1500元以上7500元以下的罚款。
But not many people in Taiwan are actually sure why this is.
减少很多细菌或者是昆虫、小动物的滋生，没有气味，然后车子摇晃，食物才不容易掉下去。
依照这个捷运局他们所做的这些规范，这样大家都比较平安，也比较安全。
But after passengers recently spotted a rat inside a train carriage, the metro came out on Facebook with the real reason. It's less about health and more about protecting train equipment. Rats and other animals can chew through cables, threatening the highly automated network that serves more than 2 million people a day. While Taipei has no shortage of rats, it's not on the scale of other global cities like Paris or New York. And with the metro's eating and drinking ban, Taipei hopes to keep them out of the tunnels and clear of commuters too. Alex Chen and Stash Butler for TaiwanPlus.
A Taiwanese 11-year-old has won the title of Pokémon Master. Yan Xiaotong was competing at the Pokémon World Championships, which took place in Japan over the weekend. Yan scored a 2-0 victory over his competitor Gabriel Torres in the final match of the event's juniors trading card game. The annual tournament is the Pokémon franchise's highest-level competitive event. Each August, the world's top players come together to compete in the 4 major games. This year, Yokohama is the first city in Japan and in Asia to hold the event. Thank you for watching What's Up Taiwan. Remember to download the TaiwanPlus app for more stories from Taiwan and around the world. Finally, we leave you the images of K2, the second highest mountain in the world, located on the border of Pakistan and China. I'm Sandy Chi. Take care and see you next time.
For more stories about animals in Taiwan, follow TaiwanPlus on Facebook and Twitter or download the TaiwanPlus app.